I hope you had a very good lunch and hope you had a very good tea.
Yes.
Right? Okay. The biggest challenge, may I request all of you to come forward, because I'm not scary, right? And I'm not going to scare you at all. That much I can promise. Very importantly, all of you had food, right? Since morning, no. In fact, since last night, I didn't take my food. That doesn't mean my energy is going to go down, provided you respond back. The only fuel or the energy that I need is the interaction from you. Okay? The moment the interaction stops, my engine stops working. Fair deal? Yes. Okay, good. All right. How many of you been attending last 2 days? Okay, most of you. Okay, good. So what? This is 9th, 10th session for you? Quite heavy, right? Please, I mean, you're not rated here, you're not graded here. Say if it is heavy, it is heavy. Is it heavy? No? Was it light? Okay. So, for those who feel it was heavy, even if you don't agree, it's fine. We'll have something light. For those who feel that you had light 2 days, then you'll have something heavy to take forward. Okay? So in both cases, it's going to work for you. Let me ask all of you, what is the first or only goal that you have to attend next 45 minutes or 43 minutes? Let's set an objective for us. Quickly, because we will run out of time.
You will give some tips to innovate.
Okay, fair enough. Innovative takeaways.
Some real-time examples.
Some real-time examples, that's good.
You want to share some frameworks for innovation.
Okay, good. So all of that is absolutely good, and probably that's the objective for you. As a presenter here, I tell you guys, I come from corporate world of 12 years, and I've been spending last 4.5 years in startup world. I've traveled all over the world just like most of you, okay? And I do understand these meetings. So don't take me wrong. My only goal to make little bit fun while we learn. Do we agree?
Yes.
Anybody here who does not like to have fun? Feel free, okay? Because if we set that goal and if you do not have that, then you can rate me 0. I tell you, wherever I go, they usually put me right after lunch. Because that's the toughest time you can speak with people. I don't know whether they get anything what I tell them, but at least I maintain them awake. Okay? So, let's very quickly move forward. So we set our objective, right? Fun while learn, or learn while fun. Fair deal? Alright. I usually use clicker because I'm not a guy who stays stable at this one. Alright, so it's a new age, whatever you guys were talking about. I just picked up some fancy name, alright? Not that it was very fancy, otherwise huge crowd would have been here. But I promise that they are going to miss a lot of things. Myself, Abhijit Mhetre. I'm not going to tell you more about me at this moment. If you don't like me, then I don't need to tell you, right? But if you like me, probably will look at me on LinkedIn. So who is this guy? Alright, so for this, whenever I show this, be it a college, be it a corporate, be it a startup, anywhere, people will say, Amir Khan. For that, you're not going to get any prize.
One of the idiots.
One of the idiots, yes. He was the idiot. But the biggest thing about Rancho was, life is a race. We are all in this race, right? What's a song in this movie? Don't tell me Zubidubi, Zubidubi. Tell me something that, inspires us.
All is well.
Okay, all is well. Absolutely. Can we sing that? उम्र भर मर मर के जिए एक पल तो अब हमें जीने दो give me some sunshine, give me some rain, give me another chance. I want to grow up. Absolutely. All right, so we'll use this. Okay, give me some sunshine, give me some rain, give me another chance. That's what is all about Agile. So, anybody remember the biggest innovation in this movie that they showed?
Get that plane,
All right, the plane was one of the innovations.
the delivery through the back.
Absolutely, you're right. But before that, what actually was it like? A thing happened. He was creating something different, right? What was it? Inverter. I guess you guys didn't have a proper lunch, I guess. Because without taking food for last 20 hours, I'm still loud enough and I can give away this mic and I'll still be loud enough. Sorry? Virus. Exactly. It was a battery inverter, right? From cars. He didn't use that one. He did use one, but what you said was the biggest innovation. You know the source of this innovation? This guy, George Oden, he created that, and World Health Organization has approved that method.
After the
No, before the method. All right. I shouldn't have answered that question actually. But let me ask you this then. Where did this idea come from?
Comes from a problem.
Which problem?
maybe a real idiot.
Absolutely. So there are a lot of idiots. There should be one idiot sitting in everybody of us. I really feel that. We need to get mad. Need to get crazy, right? What word will say, what he will say, what she will say, doesn't really matter, right? What you say does matter. And do something crazy. So, this idea came from this little video. Can you switch on the? It's a 1 minute video. This guy is trying to, those who are drinkers, they know what this bottle is. See how much effort he is putting to put the cork inside the bottle.
Okay.
So the cork is now inside.
Now, I want to be able to take the cork off this bottle without breaking the bottle. And obviously I won't be able to use my fingers. So,
You can't use
how
your
we
fingers.
take off the cork from the bottle. Let me show you how. Okay, to take the cork off the bottle, this is what you have. Take it out of the back, roll it, and put it inside the bottle. Like this. Then, you're gonna put upside down the bottle. You're gonna let the cork to fall next to the plastic bag. Then, you're gonna take the bottle and blow the plastic bag wet. So you go the bag, what you have to do is pull.
There you go.
Here's your cup.
Alright? A simple concept used in a very complex thing of a life. And it is approved. Now tell me, ideas don't just come. They come through lot of collision. Lot of thoughts, lot of questions, lot of debate, right? Over campfire, storytelling, beer, right? Brainstorming sessions. So people need to come together, collaborate a lot. That's where ideas go on. So innovation usually can be incremental or it can be very radical. Give me an example of incremental innovation.
One extra feature added.
One extra feature. Give me an example, real life example.
Flipkart.
Flipkart.
iTunes from that.
Okay, simplifying. PC, the PC era, right? You had a monitor and a keyboard and a CPU, right? Then mouse got added. Then what? You had a CD drive got added. Then you had multimedia kit got added. All these are incremental innovations.
Even the telephone sense.
Telephones, right? And then came iPhone. Disrupted entire world. Today the touch devices are very common, correct? 1999, when my career began, I coded this thing called electronic online banking secure system, EBOS. Imagine when India had 9 rupees receiving rate. Okay? Exactly. Probably, yeah. Right? And those Motorola Ericsson big handset, we had imported it from US. I was very proud to demonstrate this amazing thing that we created in World Trade Center. Result? Nothing happened. Why? So, there is a reason why certain innovations work and certain don't. Why?
Context is too early.
Right. So, innovations have to have certain characteristics. It has to be new, it has to be relevant, it has to be very, very timely, need to create a value, and in business context, it has to have a business value. So, I come from startup world, like I said. In startup world, we constantly talk to customers. All right, and this is how the innovation goes. It has 3 parameters. First one is is it viable? First one, can you make a viable product? The second one is it desirable by the customer? And the third one is it feasible by the technology? All right, I'll try to simplify this.
When you have viability, you also gain a desirability.
Correct. But certain times, you may want to have certain things as a customer, as a desire, I want to have 180 kilometer per hour car. That's a desire, like a lot of people have, right? A lot of youngsters have. But is that a viable in the government context?
So first desire, then viable.
Correct. Yeah. So first, desirable, then make it viable, and then feasible. All right. So let me just. Some of you may not be from a startup background and all that, but let me put the context that organizations. All of you know Agile, right? What else do you know? What else should go before that?
Market research.
So, Lean. Lean talks about, and I'm not going to, usually I'll take entire day sessions on these concepts, but today I'll just try to touch upon certain concepts in this context. So the Lean is one which talks about build, measure, cycle. You build something, you quickly show it to people, get the feedback, learn something out of it, and iterate. Alright? It is very important to understand why are we building something. If we don't know why are we building, then everything falls through the crack, right? So this build, measure, learn cycle helps you understand whether should you build this product or service or not.
So there's a saying, are you building the right product?
Correct.
Or are you making the product correctly?
Correct, right? So the question is not, can you build this? The question answered in Lean is, should you even build this? Right? And I'll touch upon the very important thing about Lean. Let's talk about, once you understood that yes, we want to build it, yes, we have a desirability of a fast car and all that kind of thing. Then you want to understand from people, what do they really want? And that's where the design thinking comes in. And later in this next 30 minutes, we'll talk heavily on that. So the design thinking talks about, again, the same process, but more in the context of now user, as to understanding the desire, understanding what exactly he or she wants. So empathize with user, right? Understand the meaning, ideate. Then you conceptualize the thing. You would do very quick, dirty prototype and go ahead and show it to people, right? And then quickly iterate through that one. So that's what, in the context of what. So what to build. And then the next one is where the Agile comes in. Okay, I understood why I'm building this. I understood what am I building. Now I need to know how do I deliver it. And for delivery, you are the experts of Agile. I don't need to preach to the choir here. So it is about how efficiently I can build this. How do I collaborate? How do I take smaller sprints? How do I quickly iterate through the things? Where does this lead to? Yesterday, somebody was talking about everybody wants to have better, faster, cheaper products, right? You have heard these terms, right? How do you get there? To get there, this is what exactly you need. You need lean, design thinking, and agile combination. Lean helps you avoid wastage. Should you even build this? Should you even put that resource? Should you even take that step? What? The design thinking helps you how to, what to build. It gives you very good clarity. And once you have the clarity, then you take it forward in terms of efficiency. Alright. So, in startup world, now here is where some of you who are very eager to understand some of the templates, I'm going to share some of the templates. Business model canvas. Alexander Osterwalder has created this fantastic one single page business model canvas which talks about 9 building blocks of any business. Be it a startup, be it a mid-sized company, be it a grown-up company, product company, services company, doesn't really matter. You could be a consultant, you could be a non-profit organization, you can have a business model and you should have a business model. Business model talks about customers, the value proposition, how do you deliver that value to the customer, how do you maintain the relationship with the customer, how do you make money to run your business, what are the costs you incur, who are the partners that you can tie up with, what are the key activities and key resources of your business. And then it goes on and on, alright? I'm not going to spend time on this one, but I'll take a reference of this into design thinking. So tell me one thing. We are all into some or other way related to business. Some of you are coaches, some of you are consultants, some of you are Scrum masters, some of you are project managers. Tell me in the business context, your business cannot run without this one thing.
Need, vision.
Customers. There is only one thing. You could have a grand vision. You could have piles of cash sitting in the bank. You could have great resources. But if you do not have customers, you do not have a business. All right. So, customers. We are all customers of some or other thing, right? What do customers have? They have need, right? They want to satisfy those needs. They have what? Desires. They have wants. Also they have fears. Correct? They are emotional people. We are people. We are the customer. A lot of time we forget that we ourselves are customer and we are people. End of the day we are people. So, business model canvas takes the reference from customer to value proposition. No customer will buy anything from you without seeing a value proposition unless he or she want to do a charity, in which he or she has a charity as a value proposition then, right? So how do we get to the value proposition then? And that's a very important framework of design thinking. Value proposition. Value proposition maps your product to the customer needs. Alright? Like I said, these are a bit time-consuming frameworks, but a very glimpse of it will give you hint of what you should think about, and we will not just learn them, we will actually implement them. Okay? So that when you do something, you will remember. So the value proposition actually talks about what are my needs, what are my fears, what is the job to be done by a product or a service, why would I buy something, right? And the product side has to match, like what are the features. A lot of times we only talk about the features, but why that feature is needed, what is the need that is going to be solved on the customer side, and how it benefits to the customer, what is the experience that customer gets. Take an example, Redbus. Redbus has solved a problem of ticket booking. Earlier substitute was all the agents, correct? Today what we do, we just go online, we look for the bus, we select the ticket, seat, pay online, done. Features, online booking, right? Single sign-on, online payment, everything is there. What is the benefit? I don't need to haggle with the agent. I have a clear visibility of which seat I'm going to pick it, right? What is the experience here? Seamless experience. smooth. I have everything peace of mind. You get me? You follow me? Okay? So, in order to understand details of value proposition, you need to really understand your customer. How do you get there? So, I had a word with Funny. Funny is founder of Redbus, Funny Indrasamy. And bunch of founders basically. Everybody, day in, day out, talk to customers. Customers have persona. So understand what is their demographic, their age group, their likings, their salary, their reading habit, their hanging out habit, how their day goes in, what is their buying habit, what matters to them emotionally, physically, status wise. This information gives you a lot of clues into innovation. And now you will ask me, something, really? But I'll prove you that. So, take an example of, how many of you have taken Ola, Uber cab? Most of you, right? See if this makes sense. So, let's quickly put together a person of Ola, Uber cab customer. Then now they have a wide variety of customers, okay? Even a 70-year-old guy can also book the cab, that's not a big deal. But who is their major customer?
Us IT guys.
Professional, IT guys, young generation. What else? What matters to them? Convenience, time, speed, money, comfort. Exactly. All right. So you guys are smart. I don't need to say anything. Here is a person of Ola, probably not very detailed one, but just to get to the point, right? If you get more details, then that helps even much better understanding, getting the clarity, so that you can deliver better, right? Why, then what, and then how. So, their buying habits are they're choosing, right? They're ready to buy online. They like discounts. Somebody was talking about money, right? They check references, but also they like transparency. They like quality service. They like updates, right? Some of the things that you guys already told. So let's look at one thing. In any journey, any customer journey, think about anything, any product that you are buying, maybe a laptop you are buying, a phone you are buying, a cosmetic that you are buying, something that is new you are buying, okay, that you are not yet aware of, or you are aware of but it wasn't your need. You go through this journey. You go through a journey of awareness, evaluation, purchase, delivery, and post-purchase service. And there is a hell lot of innovation that can take place in these segments. All right. This is a bit complicated framework. We usually do it in the startup world, but how do you apply this into mostly the organization world? Let's look at that. Very, very simple. Customer journey map. Create your customer journey map in simple 3 steps: before, during, and post. If you do that thing, then you will get a lot of clarity into what is exactly happening. Suppose somebody is monitoring a very heavy data coming from a grid, power grid. Now your question may be, how am I supposed to do before, after, and during of this kind of a thing? But just put yourself into that customer shoes as a CEO, and you might think that, oh gosh, I'm a mere developer or a test case writer. How am I supposed to do that kind of a thing? But if you really, understand the business propositions, then you can do a lot of things and do a greater job becoming a thought leader and not just an executor. So, what we are going to do is we are going to use this framework for one quick exercise. So this is all it's called about a human-centered design, which is very collaborative, very iterative, and human-oriented, right? So everything boils down to your customer, and everything boils down to understanding better your customer. Correct? So to put this into practice, how can we, so that you get the concept. Can we do a little game? Okay, a simple exercise will do. All right. Before I do the exercise, I'm going to okay. So I don't need to. I mean, this is the best example that anybody can think about empathy, right? In 2012 or 2011 actually, my wife was, we were expecting our second baby, and I literally lived through that journey. You cannot really take the pain, but you can experience and you can literally empathize with a mom that she's going through that journey. And if we are able to put ourselves into their shoes, literally, then you can learn a lot of things and do a lot of things in a much better. And that's what will set your company, your job, yourself apart from the rest of the crowd. So to do this, let's try to do this. This is the incubator, right?
Yeah.
Do you know how much it costs? Any idea? Not crore.
30 lakhs.
Yeah, around. In the 25 to 30 lakhs is what the price is of incubator, right? Who can afford this? Big hospitals, right? Babies are born. Cloud9. Yeah, but babies are not born only in Cloud9, right? So babies are born everywhere. Okay. Villages. Can they afford? But the babies are babies. The problems are going to be chronic everywhere. What can you do? Can we innovate? Can we do something here? How? This is a bit complicated, and I was thinking to do exercise on this one. I'll not do this one. I'll give you a simpler one, okay? But think about it. Usually, how do moms protect their child? Huh?
Keeping warm.
Keeping warm. How do they keep them warm? Hold them tight. What else? Can you hold them tight all along? So what do? They wrap. See, you are getting there. It need not to be like an extremely extravagant, out of the world thinking. It's something comes from a day-to-day life. And there is a company which created a very simple solution.
Wow.
Think about it. And look at the smile. More than 50 countries, they are selling this. How much it costs? 6,000 rupees. Where is 25 lakhs? Where is 6,000? Dr. R.M. Ashokar has said, innovate for masses. And India has abundance of scope to innovate. We'll do now one very good exercise. And I'll prove you. How many of you think here you have a challenge in innovation?
You have a challenge?
Yeah, I mean, how many of you think that I'm not very creative guy? So all of you agree that you guys are creative? Huh? Everybody is very creative here, right? Okay, good. So that's the spirit. I love this. Alright, so what we're going to do is, take this, help me fast because we will run out of time. So come together here. We're going to form, what? 1, 2, 3, let's do 4 each, okay? Let's form 6 teams so that we don't have much chaos. Let's form 6 teams. 6 tables are there. One on each table.
Pink for girls.
No, okay. One important thing. We have 4, huh? We need 1 girl in each team.
Oopsie.
So let's do 4 teams then.
Okay.
Let's do 4 teams. So we have very quickly because we are running out of time.
We need all the sticks.
Guys, quickly help them. Let's not. Yeah, very quickly.
Same table? Separate tables?
So four teams, and one lady should be in one group, each group.
No, one second.
Guys, you can join, please. All right.
Thank you. My daughter is always my house is full of things.
All right. This one for you. This one for you.
Even the men are very good.
You don't need two papers. One is good enough. And you need sketch pen. So, not for me. All right. All right. Here is what we are going to do.
I'm using pink.
Okay. Guys, sit down. Sit down very quickly. Here is what we are going to do. Now try. Has anybody been to through big operations or anything?
Seeing or being?
Been. You've been. Okay. Okay. Anybody here has medical background?
No.
No. All right. That's better.
Thank you.
What is this?
CT scan.
CT scan, right? MRI. Anybody wants to go through this? Why?
Makes a lot of sound.
Huh?
Makes a lot of sound.
It makes a lot of sense. Okay. I mean, imagine that you have to go through this. What would be your feeling?
Fear.
Fear?
Yes, so what has happened to me? Some disease.
Okay. All right. Okay, great. So nobody is happy going through this. No? Okay. Okay. All right. Now, MRI scan is made for humans, right? Of all age, right?
It is also made for animals.
Animals also, but we'll keep animals for now. We'll just only talk about this animal. Okay. So think about it. You have a child that is going through MRI scan, which is up to 7, 8 years old, up to 7 years. Okay, from the range 2 years to 7, 8 years. What would be going through his or her mind? Same problems. Okay.
Some kids
So when you take, you have a kid.
Yes.
You have. When you took her to vaccination, what happened?
Initially, the boy would not know unless he sees the others, and then that they get that awareness there's something wrong. They might prick me. They might do.
Right. And what happens then?
They start crying and they resist.
Lot of chaos. Right. These machines, they won't allow you inside. Right. All right. You're going to design a machine for kids. You're going to convert this machine, MRI scan, into thing that it's for kids.
But see, the bottom line of MRI is stay still for 40 minutes. And kids can't until they're sedated.
play cartoons.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So what we are going to do is.
So if you want very interactive MRI, yes we can. But if it's a still one, probably.
So we'll not go into the scientific complexity of it. This is a machine we need to get into created for the kids. Okay? You have the sticky notes, you have the sketch pen, put your thinking hats, you are creative. All of you agreed that you were creative. You are going to actually create an MRI scan machine. Yes. You draw, you use sticky notes, whatever is that. And we have Saket here who is going to pick the winner. Alright? I told you, consider child age up to 7, 8, 10, up to 10.
Right now or no?
You decide. You guys are creative. There is no, you are the activity. You have the liberty of doing everything. Feel free to draw, feel free to fold, feel free to do whatever given the prompt that you have. It's up to you. You are the creative designers of the problem. Problem is given to you, and you are designing it.
Postures or whatever.
You have complete liberty. You can use. It's going to close at 4:45 anything. So you have to do it before that.
Yeah.
Lying down, if the child can sit and which I made
And you have to write. Please substantiate your thinking with certain keynotes or keywords. Why you thought about that?
and then around
And literally think from the customer journey point of view.
So you show kind of what's going on be with the movie and then living that
Guys, little bit fast and think your innovation can be from before going into MRI, it could be during MRI, it could be post MRI.
Give us a yellow
Guys, fast. You guys need to do a little bit faster. You guys decide. You guys haven't drawn anything so far on it. You have to explain how do you visually explain the concept.
A vertical background.
Okay, so I guess in the interest of time, I know it's a
Interesting thing.
it's interesting. Okay, how many of you felt interesting?
Very.
Right? Okay. So I know it gets very interesting as more and more discussion take place, more and more ideas start colliding. But we will have to just in the interest of time. So very quickly, each table will tell one thing that they have thought innovatively. If your table has thought the same thing, skip that one and add on top of it. All right. So we'll begin with this one. Guys, can you now settle down? Okay. Very quickly, guys, settle down. Settle down. And we are having very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were thinking of the lying down position to be a recliner controlled by the kid, just like in airlines and
You
buses
copied
and-
us.
Excuse me?
Okay, the other way
I don't
around.
have eyes here.
That's okay.
So what we were looking at is a recliner, incline, where you have that option of, something to drink and munch.
Okay.
If you're sitting up and if you're lying down, you have that option. That's what we've drawn over here.
All right. Okay. So what is the key thing? So you have told what you're going to do.
Yeah. The reason
That
is
means-
because, like I said, lying down 40 minutes still is a task for a child.
Right.
Okay, especially when the children are butterbunks. So, in such a scenario, they're too
You
busy
made it
doing
a
what-
little bit active.
Yes.
Okay.
Some-
So they have solved a problem that if it is not a sedation, then how do you keep a kid engaged? And by doing so, we hope that 45 minutes he cannot lie down. By doing recliner, we'll be able to keep him engaging thing and be able to have a fun exercise with the MRI scan. This table.
Table 2.
Table 2.
What we have done is we have just created a play area where the kid is playing around within the play area. So we have a vertical MRI scanning machine. The CT scan to go up and probably go up and down, so that at least in that area. when
Okay.
it is like
Okay.
We'll rotate
So
360 degrees.
Okay,
It will have a
360.
360.
Since we have no restriction on innovation, it's great. Then the next thing comes in, right? The feasibility and things
No,
that we
that's
talked
the
about.
reason. It's all about the compactness. and
Correct,
We are
correct.
not talking about the compactness because of the kid.
Fine.
So because he wants a wider.
No, I got the point. All right, next one.
So we picked up a theme. We said that this entire book can be converted to the Jungle Book theme.
Okay.
And before getting into the procedure, the kids are shown that how exciting it would be inside a movie
trailer.
kind of thing.
So you
and then we say
basically
you live that movie inside.
inside.
And this could be a cave.
Good. Okay. So they have taken an approach before and during. All right.
Whole experience.
Customer experience. All right. Then last table very quickly.
Our one is completely radical. So what we have done is actually completely made a glass house.
Okay.
Outside is completely like the kid is going through a ocean, like where it is like a fish bowl.
Okay.
So the entire experience, whenever that kid pass through, the entire we are ensuring engagement. Like one cartoon, Chota Bheem is running,
Right.
and of course there are a lot of fishes. So
Now
you found us.
So I love this one. These exercises are very fun and you get amazing idea. Okay, this is what actually goes into. Have you ever thought? I mean, none of you are a medical professional. None of you had experience of going through MRI. This is a very complicated machine. But if you yourself, we being child, right, and probably some of us have kids, we know the child psychology, and we are able to live through that. If you are able to live through the customer journey, then you can innovate a lot better, right? And these are simplified frameworks that could help you really do amazing innovations in every sector, and believe me, every sector. First of all, give yourself a huge round of applause.
Can someone take pictures of a drawing?
Wait.
After grade 8 and grade first ever.
Here is what
Question, what was that 80% on that slide?
80% is 80% of people have fear of going into it. I'm going to skip this one. This was my intro.
That was actually done by Dalbeats, right? Dalbeats
Correct.
did it for the.
Correct. Now look at this one.
They copied us again.
Wow.
Look at
Look at
They
this.
have exactly what we did.
Who is the inventor of the-
So,
See?
Yes.
They recliner tree and you've got Chota Bheem also over there.
got it? All right. I'm gonna close the session just in 2 minutes. If you really change the perspective, you can change the entire game, and that is what matters, right? In the day-to-day job, be it your boss as a customer, be it your be you head as a customer, be it your client as a customer, be it your client's end user as your customer. When you start putting yourself into their shoes and leave the customer journey, there's a huge innovation that can take place in every part of your journey. I'm gonna. Okay, these are my coordinates. Abhijit@canvasify.com. My Twitter handle is ABMHETRE. and my LinkedIn, you can connect me on that one. Very
Okay,
last thing.
one sec. We want the previous one.
Okay.
Thank you. We didn't
Yeah,
copy.
And
The touch screen is
in a minute, I'm going to call Saket. Alright. So I'm just going to play this very quickly. So those who don't know, I'm basically a founder of a company called Canvas. If I didn't introduce myself, I'm associated with a bunch of companies and organizations. But here is a very quick thing. What I would request is you as agile, people, give me feedback on this one. Feel free to sign up and give feedback. Can you just make sound? Thank you so much. You guys have been so awesome.